We are live. Hopefully, it's been taking YouTube a while on the back end for some reason to actually start streaming the past couple of days, but I think it just kicked in, and hopefully we can officially be live. It's really fucking annoying that it's happening, but yes, there we go. It just kicked in.
Finally.
I just refreshed.
Yeah, we are now actually live. I'm not sure why it's taking so long lately for YouTube to kick in. Hopefully Rumble is going as well. I can see Rumble going right now. So
it's a StreamYard thing, huh?
It is a StreamYard thing, I think, but it's like a connection between StreamYard and YouTube. It's always fucking something. There's always something that's fucked up in one way, shape, or form every time we do a goddamn stream. So it is what it is. But happy Memorial Day weekend, gentlemen. John Matrix from Black and White Sports. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I went for like the longest run today since I was in the Navy. I went like 4 miles.
Damn.
And I haven't eaten yet. I'm gonna eat after this here. But I feel good. I feel refreshed.
A fasted workout, man. That's the best kind.
Yeah, I never work out and eat.
Yeah. How hot is it where you're at in Houston right now?
It's fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was actually walking. It was 92, but the heat index was 106.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal down here as well. But that's why you got to do it in the morning, I suppose. You got to go for that run in the morning before it gets too hot.
I was on my treadmill. Then I went outside.
Okay. Who cares then? Yeah. I mean, good job, but
well, I mean, who cares about the heat? Yeah. But still, 4 miles on the treadmill. That's solid, John.
Yeah.
It's good. I need to get back to doing some running. I need to get back to that. Fear the Beardo. What's up, man?
Nothing much. I did not go for a 4-mile run this morning, but I did just wake up maybe about 20 minutes ago, so it's good to be here.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. We got a couple topics. This is the second week in a row we're going to be talking about golf, which is not normal on this channel unless, Tiger's involved in something. But just like we had a sad story last week that has kind of evolved since then, we've got another sad story this week. And, we're going to get into that pretty soon. Let's catch up with some of these super chats, and then we'll get into it. Zenny Biscuit for 5. Hate what the world seeks and seek what it avoids. St. Ignatius of Loyola. Thank you, Zenny Biscuit. Appreciate it. Taker for $5. Quite frankly, Ryan's cook and get fucked commencement speech at Purdue was much more controversial than Harrison Butker's. I've said much more derogatory things towards women than Harrison Butker ever has. That is absolutely a fact. Sandman, remember for 3 months, the Giants are the Beardo of the NFL.
Okay.
What does that mean?
3 months.
Let's see. Dom H for 10. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everyone. We'll be listening along on my bike ride. Thank you to all the vets out there for their service. Let's go Yankees. Well, thank you, Dom. Me and John also actually both were in the Navy. But, Memorial Day is really a day to think about those people who didn't come back, who you don't get to thank for their service.
We're live. It's not our holiday.
Yeah, Memorial Day is really a day, to honor the people that are not coming back from wherever it was they were deployed, the people that kind of sacrificed all. So for all those people out there and families, our thoughts go out to you on this Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Axel Jessen for 2. Have a good night last night, Beardo.
It was all right. It was a good stream.
Chief Slingin' Beef, member for 4 months. My 11th wedding anniversary yesterday. Lucky wife. Hey, there you go. That's definitely one way to think about it, is lucky wife. But we are going to start off with some really sad news that broke this morning. It actually happened yesterday, but the news, I think, well, actually, I guess it actually did break yesterday, but people really started talking about it today and over the night. But very, very sad news. PGA Tour golfer Grayson Murray passed away yesterday morning. Now, Grayson Murray is only 30 years old. He has a couple wins on the PGA Tour. He's a guy who kind of hovered in the top 50 rankings. But obviously, when anybody that young dies suddenly like that, there's going to be a lot of questions about what exactly happened. He withdrew from the tournament the day before. He said he didn't feel good, just marked it as an illness. And then the next morning, he's gone. He's passed. And there's a lot about this that feels strange and doesn't feel good to hear. But let's get into some of these details. PGA Tour golfer Grayson Murray dies at 30 years old. Murray had withdrawn from the Charles Schwab Challenge with an unspecified illness during Friday's second round in Texas. We were devastated to learn and heartbreaking to share the PGA Tour player Grayson Murray passed away this morning. I'm at a loss for words. PGA Tour is a family. When you lose a member of your family, you're never the same. We mourn Grayson and pray for comfort for his loved ones. Monahan, PGA commissioner, had said he's spoken to Murray's parents to offer condolences, and they'd asked that we continue with tournament play. And this is, as an aside, this is the second week we've had like something really crazy and tragic happen during a PGA Tour event. Last week we had the Scotty Scheffler incident following a pedestrian death, which is tragic in and of itself. And Scotty Scheffler ends up getting arrested. Now we have some other crazy stuff happen to the PGA Tour. And it is important to note that Grayson Murray did struggle a lot with mental health issues. He struggled with depression and alcoholism. There is no cause of death listed. People are very broken up over it. People he played with, his friends, it's pretty heartbreaking to watch them speak about it. But just a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough whenever an athlete, especially a young athlete during the prime of their career, just suddenly passes away, man. It's never obviously a good thing. This is tough, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, 30 years old is very, very young. I mean, I don't think we've seen anything like this where an athlete pulls out of a tournament. And he actually played well before he got sick, and then he withdraws, and then the next day he's dead. Yeah, something's not right.
And you hate to speculate in any way, right? Obviously, this day and age, over the past couple of years, anytime an athlete kind of in the prime of their life passes away, there's going to be people that speculate about why that may have happened. But since there are so many other things involved, like the history of alcoholism, the mental health problems, the fact
he had a dark past,
a really dark past that he had struggled to overcome and still struggled with. Could any of that play a factor or maybe be the cause? That's a question. But I did want to listen to a couple guys that know him and had played with them talk about it. And it's a little bit heartbreaking to watch, but I did want to let these guys get their voices heard here. Here's Webb Simpson.
At my home club when Grayson was probably 8 years old, maybe 9. And he was the first winner of the Webb Simpson Challenge Junior Tournament that I've had for 14 years. And so, when you hear news like that over the phone, you don't think it's real at first. And,
I'm going to stop it right here because before the stream, I had speculated to John, and the reason I'm putting these caveats in there is I speculated that Grayson Murray, because of these dark things, could have taken his own life. There is breaking news. This was 2 minutes ago. Just in, the parents of PGA Tour golfer Grayson Murray have confirmed that their son took his own life. Murray took his life after he withdrew on Friday during the second round. We'd like to thank the PGA Tour and the entire world of golf for the outpouring of support. Life wasn't always easy, and although he took his own life, we know he rests peacefully now.
Wow, you were right, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was my gut feeling, and I can't tell you why I had that gut feeling. The way it was being reported, that's just the way it came off to me, and now we have confirmation of that, which just makes the whole thing that much more devastating. You never know. People can be, and seemingly they can feel like there's nothing wrong with them, like they're good, that they're the prime of their life and their career. He had a fiance. Thankfully, I guess he did not have children, but God, that is just brutal and very, very sad to hear.
Yeah, I knew something was off, man. You just don't get sick and at a golf tournament saying, all right, I'm pulling out, and then you just died in that state. Yeah. And he had just overcame stuff in January. I believe he got out of rehab, or he had overcome alcoholism back in January, and things are looking good for him. Then now, bam. But you know what? When I was in the Navy, I had a guy on my ship. His brother actually moved to Virginia with him, and his brother, man, had a very, very dark past. He was actually addicted to, I believe, heroin. Remember that show Intervention? They came on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was out the Navy. Then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I know that guy. And then I reached out to his brother. I was like, yeah, I saw the whole thing. He said, don't believe it. He's worse than ever. And then eventually he took his own life. He made a post on Facebook like saying goodbye. And then I'm assuming he took his own life. I don't know for sure, but it was pretty devastating.
Yeah, you never know what might be going on with different people, regardless of what demons you feel they may have conquered. People hide stuff. People don't want to talk about stuff sometimes. I did want to go on and continue to let this play out. One of the reasons I felt this happen was because of some of the way the players had reacted. I felt like the players knew something that we didn't because of the way they were reacting. We'll let Webb Simpson kind of continue on here.
You hear the emotion coming from our swing coach, and then you realize it's real.
I didn't even know Grayson all that well, but I spent the last 2 days with him, and it's so funny. We get so worked up out here about, bad break here or good break there. Look. We're so competitive. So competitive out here. We all want to beat each other. And then something like this happens and you realize we're all just humans.
And so again, that's one of the reasons when I saw that yesterday, I really, really just felt like there was something more than just him passing away suddenly. Sad story. And a reminder to everybody to check up on your friends for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible, man.
Oh, that's rough.
Yep.
And that came basically as we started streaming, I think, is when that came out. And as I pulled up Twitter, as we were letting that video play, it's one of the first things I saw. So there's the confirmation. Very, very sad.
Yeah.
But let's move on from that. RIP to Grayson Murray. Let's get back to doing what we do best, bitch about LeBron James, right? We'll get to that after some super chats. GJJ, member for 14 months. Doesn't say anything, but thank you. Mike Hill, member for 39 months. Clark is white and pretty privileged. View confirms. View speculates that white privilege and pretty privilege. Listen, I don't think that Caitlin Clark is like a 10, all right? I think Caitlin Clark is, I'm not going to say she's ugly or anything. I think she's average looking, but there's like hotter WNBA players who are white. Somehow don't get the same attention and don't get the same viewership as Caitlin Clark. So we may talk about that a little bit later. We may talk about that. Let me pull up this fucking LeBron James stuff. We know that LeBron James, especially when he gets bounced early from the playoffs, which has happened quite frequently over the last several years, he always has to find a way to make the story about him. And especially with all the speculation surrounding Bronny, the fact that a team might draft Bronny just to get LeBron James to come on their team, LeBron James has a decision to make. The Lakers are going to hire a new coach. He's got this player option. He could still be a Laker, or he could opt out of that and once again become a free agent. Well, LeBron's not going to go out and do his dirty work for him, so he has his agent, Rich Paul, do just that. This is what we saw either last night or the night before. Rich Paul reveals LeBron James' future after an unforgivable mistake on live TV. Is he a free agent? This was not a mistake by Rich Paul.
He did this on purpose.
This is very, very intentional by Rich Paul. And we're going to listen to this. This is on TNT's alternative cast that they do where they, bring it. They got a bunch of guys on there, players, everybody, and they do interviews, kind of like the Peyton Manning cast for Monday Night Football. And here's Rich Paul, LeBron James' agent, first words out of his fucking mouth.
And, look, LeBron's a free agent. You have to decide, and I got to focus on his business, and he should be focused on his business, and let the Lakers hire whoever they want to hire. And he's always showed up and played for whatever coach is there,
Well,
until
He showed up and played until he fucking makes it clear he doesn't want them there anymore and gets them fired.
Yeah, until he runs them out of town.
Yeah, he's gotten a bunch of coaches fired.
Yeah, 100%.
And again, I'm not, there's no need to try to drive a specific narrative or try to dodge anything. It is what it is. I think he's earned the right to have input if he wanted that, obviously, but it's just not the case.
Wow. Hold on, but mine's gonna come. Hold on, real quick. You said something, Rich. You said LeBron's a free agent, so I take it LeBron's going to decline that player option.
Chris, you know I don't do my business over the phone.
Okay, I just heard what you said.
You literally just did.
You just did it.
Yeah.
This is a sign to the rest of the league that LeBron James is available. And if you entice him to go there, probably by drafting his fucking child, that he'll probably go to your team. And this is as we're hearing rumors about Suns holding a private workout for Bronny James, the fucking Phoenix Suns, who had a stacked team and failed in the. Imagine if LeBron goes there. If LeBron James joins the Phoenix Suns with that stacked roster that they have because they draft Bronny James. These are the situations we're setting up, but it is always about LeBron James never having enough to help him out. He needs more. It's never his fault. And now putting this out there the way he did, it's completely strategic, and it's just bitch made.
Yeah, it is.
What are the odds that he goes somewhere new or returns to, let's say, Cleveland? Maybe even Miami, too, because Miami's built to win right now as well.
I think Cleveland is a real possibility. Remember, he showed up to that playoff game. That was deliberate right there, in my opinion.
100%.
He did the same thing when he went to Miami. I believe he showed up at a Heat game, and then all the speculation started going that he was probably going there. It was
when he was with the Heat, and he. They had a day break. They were in Chicago, I think, and LeBron flew to Cleveland for a game. Right. Because they were like honoring Zydrunas Ilgauskas or something like that. But he went to a game at Cleveland. Pat Riley did not like that. And a couple months later, LeBron announces he's going back to Cleveland.
Yeah, because players do not show up at other teams' playoff games. It's a possibility. Maybe Bronny won't get drafted. If Bronny doesn't get drafted, LeBron may end up going back to Cleveland.
I think it's likely.
Cleveland's a good team, too.
Again, yeah, that's why he would go back, especially with an Eastern Conference team like that. Clearly, he can't get it done. He can't get it done in the fucking Western Conference. That's proven at this point. The Cavs are actually a good team now, so I could definitely see him trying to go back there and jump on their bandwagon, essentially, and get all the love from these abused spouses. That's what these Cleveland Cavaliers fans are. This fucking chump, this piece of shit who's fucked you over so many times. He walks back in your arena, you fucking applaud him like the bitches you are. Shout out Cleveland Cavaliers fans. I don't see him going to Miami because I think Pat Riley hates him and Aaron Spoelstra hates him after everything that happened. So
I'm not even sure Cleveland actually wants him.
I think they would. I
mean, he's an older player. He didn't have the impact he used to. We know Dan Gilbert and him really don't like each other.
I think they might just for the city. You know what I mean? I think there's a chance it happens. Or
just
he goes to a stacked team like the Phoenix Suns. I don't know. And this is all LeBron's game, right? He can't get it done on the floor, so he's got to put all this other shit out during the off season to create the buzz and create the speculation and to keep him in the limelight. That's just who this dude is, a loser.
Why doesn't he just go to the worst team in the league and say, hey, I can turn you guys around? We know it's not going to happen.
He doesn't have that kind of time.
No.
He's also old, yeah.
Yeah.
He's old as fuck at this point, so it is what it is. All right. The Raven and Writing Desk, member for a month. Thank you very much. Picasso for 2. LeBron, don't come to my Suns. A fan since 1992. Yeah, I remember when there was a lot of speculation about him potentially coming to the Bulls, and I was just, please, God, no. Like, please, God, no. I want to actually root for my team, and if LeBron James was on it, I don't know if I'd have to take a break. I would take a couple years off rooting for that team because I just couldn't handle it. Although when Kobe was set to go there, that was a different. I was fucking all in when there were the rumor. That was close to happening, I think. It was very close that Kobe could have become a Chicago Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't think LeBron could go to a place where Michael Jordan had a statue outside. I just don't see it.
Here's something too, man. Now ESPN redid their draft projection for Bronny. They had him going like in the second round to the Boston Celtics,
I seen that.
a team that probably will end up winning the championship. Now, if that happens and LeBron goes to Boston, that would definitely hurt his legacy. If he goes to Boston,
Why is
a
that?
team that the team doesn't need him. I mean, that team probably is going to win the title.
Yeah,
And
and
he jumped ship to them? Nah.
that would be crazy if he did. That would be so fucking embarrassing. But
That's why I want Boston to win the title. We could actually see if they draft Bronny, but that would be hilarious.
you know, Boston has had a fucking cakewalk. They have had a cakewalk so far. Obviously, they're up 3-0
They had a-
on Indy.
They had a big comeback.
They had a big
yesterday.
comeback last night, and I don't believe Tyrese Halliburton played because he was injured. And Boston still ends up winning that game. They're up 3-0. They have had a pretty easy walk this year to what seems to be the NBA Finals if they close out the next game. And on the other side, Western Conference, Minnesota did their thing, 7 games, took down the defending champs, but now they're down 2-0, lost 2 games at home to the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic putting on a clinic. Luka Doncic with a dagger the other night right over the defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert, that game winner. And it looks to me like we're going to have Luka Doncic and the Mavs against Jason Tatum and the Celtics. And I like that. I like that story in that matchup. I don't know if it's going to pull ratings wise. I don't know how it's going to do, but in terms of somebody who's ready for new shit, I'd love to see Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic develop this rivalry, Eastern Conference, Western Conference, shit like that. I think that's good for the NBA to not have Steph, LeBron, whatever, in the finals again.
And the Timberwolves have never been to the NBA Finals. Because even when KG was there, people may forget this. KG couldn't even get out the first round for like 10 years in Minnesota.
Yeah. And Minnesota hasn't been a team for like forever, right? So,
Yeah.
I believe that is this their first Western Conference final they've been to? They had one more, right?
No,
I think they had one other.
I think 2004 with KG. Remember they had Sam Cassell on that team?
Yeah, I think it might be
they
the
got
one
to
time
the
they got
conference
there.
finals.
Yeah, I think you might be right. But yeah, it's not like long storied history for them.
No. The Timberwolves mostly have been a dumpster fire most of my life.
Brian Keith for 5. I wonder if there's going to be another one of those ridiculous The Decision interviews from before. If anyone remembers that.
I doubt that.
I was at work at the golf course I worked at. I was working inside in the counter at the time, and so we always had ESPN on there. And I was watching it at work when it happened. I vividly fucking remember that old ass TV we had up there, watching LeBron James bitch ass take his talents to South Beach.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yep.
Stephen A. Smith actually broke it before the announcement, and LeBron looked super uncomfortable when he got out that car. You knew he was leaving Cleveland.
Well, he should have. He put on a whole freaking show. He went to a YMCA. There was a whole bunch of freaking kids that were the biggest LeBron fans wearing LeBron jerseys, and he's just sitting there right in front of them, front row, saying, "Oh yeah, fuck you kids. I'm going to Miami."
Yeah. He should have never
What a
put on.
scumbag.
I don't believe he would have got the backlash if he didn't put on that show.
That's
on
like
TV.
imagine if Tom Brady went to a convention in Boston with a whole bunch of Patriots fans and said, "Yeah, well, fuck all you guys. I'm going to Tampa."
Yeah. And
In front of a whole bunch of Brady kids fans.
Yeah, you notice no other athlete has done something like that.
No, it's never happened.
I fucking hate LeBron James so much. I can't wait till his bitch ass is done from the NBA. I cannot wait.
He's done sooner rather than later.
He doesn't have too many more years. I think he's got maybe 2. I think 2 more years.
Yeah.
Which is like, as much as I fucking hate him, the fact that he is, I think he's been on performance enhancing drugs basically his entire career. But the fact that he's at his age performing at the level he is impressive as shit. That to me, that's the most impressive thing about LeBron James, period, throughout his entire career, is the fact that he's gone this long and is still producing the way he is. Things are different now. Obviously, with athletes, the way
the
they
numbers
train,
are inflated in the NBA too.
100%, right? Now, like 25 points a game in today's NBA is fucking nothing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nothing with the pace of play, the 3-point shots that are being like stuff like 25 points is nothing.
Didn't they have like 7 guys last season averaged over 30? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's 100% wild. Luke Stone. Look up Billy Price news. NFL 2018 first round pick just retired because of life-threatening blood clots. I saw a story about that. I haven't looked into it, but I did see a headline about that earlier today when I looked. DS for $20. Flew from Chicago to New York for the National League Lacrosse Finals. 2 players, including the Rookie of the Year, were on my flight in economy. No complaints from these guys in a league that makes a profit. Forget the WNBA, whiny brats. There's a lot of whiny brats in the WNBA, including Angel Reese.
Yeah.
And I guess we do have to get to this. Angel Reese's mother decided that she needed to get involved. We have seen in the WNBA and really women's college basketball, all this stuff over the past 2 years, the explosion of Caitlin Clark. Nobody was watching women's basketball, whether it be college or professional, really until the last couple of years. Now Caitlin Clark has come on the scene because of the way she plays, because of a lot of different factors, and she just exploded, drew the attention of a lot of people. Now, certainly her WNBA numbers are not pulling in what you saw for the NCAA championship level numbers, but it's still record numbers for the WNBA and record people actually caring about what happens. You'd think that everybody in the WNBA, a failed league, a league that's lost money every fucking year, a league that couldn't even afford to put their people on private charter planes because guess what? They don't make any money, so there's no reason to do so. You'd think all these people would be grateful, but instead it's just been attack after attack on Caitlin Clark. The people hate her because she's a straight white female, for one. And they also hate her because they're jealous of the attention she's getting. These petty bitches, they can't stand it, whether it's in the media or in the actual WNBA. And now Angel Reese, who kind of got a rivalry going with Caitlin Clark at LSU, they're both rookies now. She decided to take a shot at Caitlin Clark, deleted her tweet after getting called out. And now her mother is stepping in to call all the critics racist of Angel Reese. This thing is so fucking ridiculous. Angel Reese's mother denies that Caitlin Clark was subject of daughter's social media post. Are the WNBA rookies feuding? Chicago Sky Star removed her tweet after receiving abuse on social media. Abuse, getting called out for her retarded shit. The mother of Angel Reese has denied her daughter's now deleted social media post was aimed at Caitlin Clark and accused the media of fabricating the story to bring in clicks. Now, Caitlin Clark has handled it pretty well, and whenever she's asked about any of the attention, she's like, listen, I don't spend too much time on social media. It's my job to come and play basketball. That's what I'm focused on doing. Absolutely the right answer. Well, Angel Reese, this is what she tweeted out, and that's on getting a win in a packed area, meaning arena. This dumb bitch can't even fucking spell. Not just because of one player on our charter flight with a little kiss face, hashtag Skytown. She got a lot of heat for it because clearly she couldn't help but call out Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, who's brought the WNBA more eyes and more benefits, more things like this than anyone else in history in just a couple games. She deleted it because she was calling out Caitlin Clark. She got called out for that and got embarrassed.
Yeah, they're not getting these charter flights without Caitlin Clark. They're still going to be riding commercial.
Didn't get them for Brittany Griner, right?
Nope.
Yeah, that didn't change anything.
No, nobody showed up for Brittany Griner when she came back.
And now look at what Angel Reese's mom has said. However, Reese's mom clarified on X that her daughter was directing her comments at the media and revealed she had received vile and racist comments. Quote, she was not attacking Caitlin Clark, but because you and the rest of those children of the corn folks thought she was, and once again sending her racist and vile comments, she did, Reese's mother said. Her comment was directed towards the media, but of course, you're about clicks, she wrote with a shrugging emoji. It is.
Wait, is she?
Go ahead.
She was not attacking Caitlin Clark because of you and the rest of those children of the corn folk, while at the same time saying that she wasn't sending racist comments while she is calling people children of the corn folks?
Yeah, that's what Angel Reese's mother is now doing. Just everybody's fucking racist if you have anything bad to say about my dumbass bitch daughter. That's basically what Angel Reese's mother is coming out and saying.
First of all, that's fucking retarded. Second of all, for how many years now have people in the mainstream sports media been bitching about women's sports and having eyes and viewers on women's sports? And now the WNBA is more popular than it ever is right now because of Caitlin Clark, and now they're bitching about it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
What these athletes in the WNBA truly want, I believe they don't want to get paid. What they're more focused on is still being the victim. They care more about being a victim than getting paid. Because this victimhood mentality that they've been putting out there in the WNBA hasn't got them paid. And now they're actually going after the girl, the woman, that can actually get them a payday. They don't want to get paid. They want to be victims still.
I think that's a good point. And that is what we've seen across a lot of different women's sports, including the women's national team for soccer and things like that. It is all about victimhood. We are not appreciative. We're not appreciative. As soon as people are tuning in, and it's not because of you, it's because this pretty normal, straight white girl, you get really fucking pissy about it. You got to wonder why that is. They're the ones that are constantly slinging racism. We see where the true racism at, whether it's in the media or the actual players in the WNBA. And if there is any, it's all directed towards Caitlin Clark or fans of Caitlin Clark. That's pretty fucking obvious at this point.
Yep.
But, and I don't know. Listen, I don't know how long this is going to last for Caitlin Clark, the attention she's getting. I don't know if it's going to continue to grow year after year. I have some doubts. We'll see, though.
Those people are showing up for fever games, though.
They are, but here's one of the problems with the WNBA in general, and it's not a problem. This is the way it has to be because, quite frankly, there's just no demand. The WNBA season's only like 20 games long, 18 games long. It's like
40 some games.
Yeah, it's fucking really short, right? It does not last very long. WNBA season doesn't last a ton of time, so she's going to be kind of out of the public zeitgeist for a lot longer than NBA players are, for instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of how short the season will be. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to continue to maintain because they were lucky enough to go from college basketball to draft right into WNBA. So there's a lot of momentum there for her. If we go 8 months without hearing about her, is that going to continue? I don't know.
But here's another problem too the WNBA has. People showing up for fever games. People aren't showing up for the other teams. Right. The WNBA still has a problem getting people to watch non-Indiana fever games. That's still a problem.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix that other than get a bunch more Caitlin Clarks.
Just make the women in the WNBA hotter.
I don't think that's it though, because
no, they got some nice looking women already, and they still can't get anybody.
They got about two, right? Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Plum. That's it.
Well, I don't think that Caitlin Clark is nearly as attractive as Kelsey Plum or Cameron
absolutely
Brink.
not.
Cameron Brink's a smoke show.
Nobody showed up to see Candace Parker. Candace Parker's a nice looking woman.
Yeah.
Nobody showed up to watch her.
You've got some decent looking women in the WNBA, both white and black. I think Caitlin Clark is fairly average looking. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I feel about it. I'm not calling her ugly or anything like that. I'm not going to go all fucking Antonio Brown, say she looks like Mel Gibson or a founding father or some shit like that. Obviously she's in shape and shit like that, but it is not pretty privilege that is getting Caitlin Clark this advantage. That's not it. It's the way she plays the game. That's truthfully what it is. It's the fact that in the same way that we saw Steph Curry kind of really changed the way a lot of people approach the game of basketball, and he got so much attention for that. She's doing that for women right now. That's really what's happening. That's the easiest comparison. The way she's shooting, the way she's moving, the shot she's taking and making, it's the Steph Curry factor from 10 years ago, 12 years ago in the NBA. That's what it feels like to me. But guess we'll see if it continues. Kyle Denson. Wait, isn't John from Texas? Shouldn't he be rooting for the Dallas Mavericks to win it all? He's a Houston Rockets fan.
Man, I grew up a Rockets fan, and when I was growing up, nobody was a Mavericks fan. The Mavericks stinked in the 80s, 90s, all the way up until they got Dirk. Nobody cared about the Mavericks.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's unfortunate for you that you're a Houston Rockets fan right now, that's for sure.
The Rockets actually finished 41-41, so they definitely improved. Ime Udoka's a damn good coach, man.
Yeah, I mean, if he can keep it in his pants.
Yeah, just keep your woman away from him.
Yeah. Kyle, I said that one. 3 Beer Thunder for 199. Gretzky had one when he went to LA. Clearly, he's clear.
What?
He's though. He's saying that Gretzky had like a big announcement when he went to LA. Back in the day. I do not remember that.
Well, if you're talking about like probably a press conference versus like a whole like stage, oh, I'm going here and bringing all these people around. That's
an hour-long thing about him bragging about the charity he's doing and bringing the Boys and Girls Club into it and all this fucking trash. Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything quite like that. I don't remember the Gretzky one though, so I don't know. Forrest for $2. Government taking parents out to take kid to aisle.
Government taking parents out to take kid to aisle.
Thank you. You're Barmy for 2. Angel Reese's mom knows Beardo.
Yeah, we're best friends.
Children of the corn the long way, I guess. I guess that's what we'd have to put that as. We got to give an update on our boy Harrison Butker, though. The triggering has not stopped when it comes to Harrison Butker. We saw how the media reacted and how a lot of what seems to be lonely women reacted to the things Harrison Butker said in his commencement speech at this point 2 weeks ago. Now, I don't think there's anything in there that Harrison Butker said that was disparaging to women or said that women shouldn't be working, they should stay in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. He was simply saying that, you know, the most rewarding things in your life are going to be when you have a family. And for some reason, a lot of women in the media that do not have families got very, very triggered about that. Who could have possibly thought that they'd be the ones that got very, very upset? Beyond unacceptable, leftists demand Chiefs punish Harrison Butker for defending his Christian values. And one person that rose their aging head up to talk about this is actually Michelle Beadle. Michelle Beadle goes off on Chiefs kicker for garbage graduation speech. Quote, "Go fuck yourself." Now, I looked it up just because I was curious. Michelle Beadle, no kids.
No husband.
No husband, no kids. She's probably closing in on 50 at this point.
Yeah.
I love Michelle Beadle.
She don't need no man.
I love Michelle Beadle back in the day. I liked her and Colin Cowherd when they were doing Sports Nation or whatever. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny. I didn't necessarily always agree with their takes, but I liked the energy of that show. She's gone downhill over the past couple of years for sure. But this is what she says about Harrison Butker.
As a woman, I think everything he said was garbage. I think when you hide hateful thoughts and feelings and bigotry behind the quote unquote cloak of religion, I tend to roll my eyes and stop listening. But I think the fact that there were women in that audience that were not okay. I mean, granted, there were some that clearly were, but there were also some that weren't, who have come out since and been like, what the hell, dude? We just worked our asses off for years. And you're going to come in here and tell us that's all cute and stuff. But what you're really going to want to do is get married and have babies. Then you'll feel important. Like, go fuck yourself.
And I can't believe people thought we would get political on this one.
And by the way, it's also my.
And she does follow it up here, and I agree with what she says here as well.
It's also my freedom of speech to say, go fuck yourself, Harrison Butker. That's my freedom. I can do that. I'm not going to lose my job, and he should also have the right.
So she has followed up and said he should have the right to say it and not lose his job. I think that got cut off. So she's not advocating that they fire him like some of these other fucking people out there. But holy shit, isn't it weird that a lot of women took this in stride, but for some reason, the leftist woke women who are older and do not have families and are clearly have some resentment about that, they took it very, very fucking personally.
Yeah.
And Michelle Beadle, not happy with Harrison Butker.
I mean, the only reason why they're going after him because he's a straight Christian white man. But if you are familiar with the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, they all believe the same things when it comes to the LGBT stuff. If he was a Muslim, the media would not be attacking him like that. They're going after him because he's a Christian. All you queers for Palestine, go over there and see what they're going to do to you for being a part of the Alphabet Mafia. They're going to put your ass to death. We don't do that here.
And I don't think, listen, there are like not having a family and having kids. That's not for every single person out there, right?
And he didn't say you had to either.
Exactly. He didn't say you had to. He's just speaking from his experience. And, you know, just because someone is in their mid-30s or late 30s or in their 40s, or they're not going to have kids or whatever, they haven't found the right person, that's okay, right? Those things happen. But for some people to get so fucking triggered like that, like we've seen from a lot of the women in the media space, you're telling on yourself. One, because you're completely misinterpreting what Harrison Butker said, and also that you personally are getting that offended. It feels like maybe you're upset with something in your own life, and that's why you have to go off like that. Go ahead, Beardo.
Yep, absolutely. That's absolutely right. It's because these people have been fed the lie. These women who are mostly upset have been fed the lie. They have gone through their entire life thinking that the career lifestyle is the way to go, that they're trying to destroy the nuclear family. These people have fell for it, and now they know that they are sad and alone. They know that they are 45, 50 years old and don't have a family, don't have any children or grandchildren that care about them or love them. They've been rejected maybe by some of their own family members because of this lie that they've been fed. And now Harrison Butker goes out and says this, and they know it's the truth, but yet they are so bitter with the lie that they've been fed, they are rejecting it. And they are pushing back against it only because that they are bitter and mad at themselves.
Yeah, and Harrison Butker in that speech spoke about like the same things in terms of the most rewarding things. He said the same thing about men, right?
Yeah.
He said the same shit in terms of that's like when you'll feel most rewarded as a husband and as a father, not all the stuff you're doing in your career. But for some reason it's been just completely taken out of context and spun every possible way. He's not backing down. He doubled down in a speech the other night, said, I have no regrets at all about pushing this stuff out there, regardless of who in the media is attacking me. There's way more people that have my back. So I don't think Harrison Butker is going to stop making his opinion known anytime soon.
Nope.
Taker for $5. Women are pissed that the star of women's sports is not an unlikable, angry lesbian. That's part of it. That's pretty much their brand. You know what I mean? So
or trans. Throw trans in there too.
That's true. They wouldn't be saying shit if Caitlin Clark was trans, if she was actually a man.
Yep.
They'd all be super fucking happy about it, wouldn't they? In all likelihood. All right. Do I have anything else that I had another thing pulled up, I think, but I can't fucking find it right now. Oh, you know what we should talk about? We should talk about the Scotty Scheffler stuff. I need to find those videos though. Because obviously we talked about Scotty Scheffler and everything that happened at the PGA Championship last week, how the fact that he was arrested, that Louisville seemingly made a massive deal out of this, the reports that that somebody tried to stop him and they were dragged like 10 yards in his car before he stopped, all this shit. Well, there was no body cam footage because the cop didn't turn on his body cam, but they were able to find other security footage, and it did not back up the cops. In fact, it looks really bad for the police right now in this situation. And I'll try to find this here. Got to find this fucking video. So I didn't have it pulled up. I wasn't ready. New video. Hopefully we can find this on this article from New York Post. I hope they have it. I think they do. New video shows cop chasing down Scotty Scheffler's car. See if they have it from the beginning. I don't know if they do, but so the first little part you can see from this angle, you just see Scotty Scheffler's SUV very slowly turning to make its way in here. And then you get this angle, and you can see as this cop is like just running and chasing him down and then bashes the windshield. Then he's going to drag him pretty aggressively out of the car and they're going to arrest him. But the whole thing was like he was charged with, all this shit, felonious assault for supposedly dragging this guy. Never fucking happened.
Yeah, wasn't the initial report that he accidentally dragged the security officer, whatever, 20 feet?
Yeah, 20 or 30 feet, like 10 yards, right, was like the estimate that was given.
That was nothing.
And he wasn't dragged at all.
He just gets out.
And he just gets out. This guy ran from here because he saw somebody going where probably wasn't supposed to, and there was a miscommunication. He fucking runs up and smacks his windshield.
Did he break the windshield?
I don't know if he did break it or not. It's too tough to tell. This guy's already been punished internally for not turning his body cam on, whatever the fuck that means. If Louisville goes forward with this and they don't drop the charges, I think there's going to be fucking hell to pay. I think right now they're going to be lucky, the Louisville authorities, if Scotty Scheffler just mutually agrees, hey, let's just drop the charges, let this whole fucking thing go. Like that's because I think at this point, Scotty Scheffler may have a civil case against Louisville after what they accused him of, after what this cop's behavior was like, after he didn't turn his body cam on, didn't take all these steps, and really did a lot of potentially damage to Scotty Scheffler's public image. I think there's a decent chance for a civil suit. I'm not even joking.
Good for him, man.
There is confirmation that he broke the window, by the way, with this.
Oh, right there. You just saw him swipe right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Man, I'm surprised that he kept his job.
I don't know if he will. He was punished right now as they're doing like more investigating and everything, but let's see if we can find it. I want to see where they actually show it. Scheffler was arrested after he tried to steer his vehicle on a police barricade and did not stop when Detective Brian Gillis tried to give him instructions. The police report claims Gillis was dragged to the ground by Scheffler's car, but if that occurred, it was before the vehicle becomes visible in the camera shot, and it wasn't. It wasn't. LMPD said Gillis was disciplined for his lack of use of body cam footage in Scheffler's arrest. Whatever that might fucking mean. I really hope that it all just kind of goes away, but not a good look for Louisville cops, but a good look for Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about it here, right? Just because somebody is the number one ranked golfer in the world doesn't mean they should get preferential treatment when it comes to something like this. If he did something wrong, even if it was by accident or by negligence, he should face the same punishment that any normal person would. But doesn't look like that happened. Not at this point in time. It doesn't look like that happened.
Nope.
So, I don't know. Emilio with 5 gifted memberships.
Let's go. Shout out.
Thank you, Emilio. Appreciate that. Shout out to all the new members in chat. Shock Morrow for 2. Beardo, I seen all them deaths on Metal Gear Solid.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't die once last night.
Oh, did you play for the first time?
First time ever, yeah.
It's a stealth game,
I found that out.
Yeah. Chief Slinging Beef for 2. Gonna visit my bro to play the NCAA game, Nostalgia. Yeah, not gonna lie. That EA Sports college football 2025 or whatever, that trailer was hype. It was really cool.
It looks cool, but it's still EA. And I just seen what EA has done to Madden, what they've done to FIFA. I don't trust them.
At least the one thing we know for sure is it cannot be a carbon copy of NCAA 14, right? That's usually what they do with these sports games. Is basically a carbon copy with not much changed at all. That's what we've seen from a lot of them over the years. I don't think it's going to be the case with this one because the last one we got was 11 years ago or something. Will it be any good? Who knows? I always love playing the college football games. I thought they were fun as hell. They are different. They felt different than Madden. I hope this one keeps the same feel of feeling different. But the the school aspect and the school spirit aspect and all that shit, the fight songs, the crowd, like how big of a factor the crowd can have on you. All that shit was very, very cool. So we'll see.
I was like playing the Campus Legend.
Yes, Campus
Legend. What that was my favorite game mode. What I'm worried about is like obviously the cards and the microtransactions. Like what you're going to be able to pay money to have the chance at pulling a 99 overall Matt Leinart or, you know, Tim Tebow. Oh, 99 overall Tim Tebow. I only spent $30 fucking trying to pull the best player. Like
the thing is for that, that doesn't like microtransactions, sports games like that don't bother me too much because it is not fucking required at all to play like the game shit that I want to play.
Right.
Now, if you are one of these people that are the hyper competitive, my ultimate team, blah, 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 like that, those people will sink a lot of fucking money into trying to collect all those cards and shit. And that's, I've never given too many fucks about that. I'll play a little bit here and there, maybe, but for the most part, I don't care. So, like, the base game, like playing through a season of college football, or like you said, the Campus Legend stuff, that stuff doesn't affect me when I play those things. So, although it's, I guess it sucks, but if people want to spend that money, that's their fucking fault for paying that shit to play that.
It just pisses me off because it's the underlying gambling aspect of it and how many people get suckered into it. Kids that play the games that are either more likely than not emptying their parents' bank accounts sometimes, and their parents don't even realize it. Like, that's what I hate.
Don't give your kid a credit card, you dumb parent, you fuck. That's what I say. But you can look at it as, because they're making so much money off all of that shit, it really de-incentivizes them from advancing the game rather than just a carbon copy year after year. So that is one of the things you can look like when I look at the downside of that, is because they're making so much goddamn money on microtransactions. They don't need to put too much care or thought into doing anything different with the base game, you know?
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it for sure.
Hopefully they just don't leave out the best game modes. We've seen that with Madden, like time and time again. You have a game mode of Madden, they take it out for like a few years, and then they rebrand it and rename it and then give it back to you and say, oh, it's this brand new thing. Now, we haven't had a college football game in forever, so it'd be tough for them to do that. So I just hope they don't sell us short with it. That'd really suck.
Alexander Delarge, like I said, anytime you hear anything about an athlete, especially in the prime of their career, passing away, a lot of the people just repeat the same fucking thing over and over again about the jab, not realizing that a lot of other things can cause the death of people, even in the prime of their lives. If you'd been paying attention, you would know that that Grayson Murray actually fucking killed himself. So, good joke though, really funny. A Money Wilson, member for 32 months. Beardo took 24 deaths to the chin like a boss.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't die once.
I don't believe you somehow. Somehow I don't believe you. But over on Rumble, Kenny Curvecock. Oh, shit. We were just talking about this. For $2, kind of sports related, but did you guys see there's a new NCAA football game coming out in July? It's modern EA, so I'm sus. I personally love these games back in the day. Aren't even going to try it. I probably will. It's been fucking a decade since we last got one, so I'll probably give it a shot and see what happens.
I'll see how the reception is at first. I'm not going to pre-order it or anything. It's not going to be a day one for me, but I'll see how the reception is, and if people are liking it, and if it's promising, I'll get it.
All right. Now, we got one more. Anita Sarkeesian had a wedding-themed birthday party dressed up in a wedding dress. What woman is going to have a work-themed birthday party? That's true. Probably not many. Probably not too many. But guys, we've been going about an hour. That's all the topics I had to go over specifically today. John, what do you guys got going on at Black and White Sports?
Same old. Gonna put out some videos later on today, so just stay tuned.
There you go. And what about you, Beardo?
Later today, I believe I'm park hopping with Jay.
Wow,
So
well, there you go.
that's what I'm doing.
Have fun with that.
Yep.
And for myself, again, we just talked about the Grayson Murray thing for you guys that are just coming in. It was officially announced this morning from his parents that he took his own life. He had struggled his entire life with alcohol, depression, things like that. Really, really sad, tragic story. Really sucks to hear. But that is the story. It was confirmed this morning by the PGA Tour and his family. So that is it for us. Hopefully we don't have another sad story to talk about next week, but we will be back same time, same place, 11:30 Eastern on YouTube and on Rumble. We appreciate you guys, and we will talk to you next time. Peace.